Welcome to another one of my cheesy YouTube videos. On this video, we got to figure out what's wrong with the steering on this Polaris side-by-side. Oh, come on. I actually know what's wrong with it already. The shafts going from the steering wheel to the rack and pinion is spinning where it splines to the rack and pinion. So we've got some strip threads there, and we need to determine whether or not it's just the shaft or both the shaft and the rack and pinion. Don't forget to unhook the battery. The battery's underneath the hood in the front. I removed a lug nut, which took a 17mm socket, and I'm hoping I get more access to the top of the rack and pinion by removing this plastic plate right here. Hold everything. What might be the proper. We do not need to remove the left-hand or driver's side tire, nor do we need to remove this cover I'm about to remove, though removing the cover may help out as far as giving more sunlight to get to the rack and pinion. And this part of the video does explain how to get the fasteners for the cover off. Other than that, access to the rack and pinion is all done from the passenger side. The way these work is this piece shoves in the hole of the plastic piece and the metal framework behind it. It closes up as it goes in. You take this piece and it pushes through, and it forces this out to keep it from pulling back through. I just dug up this pair of nippers. They seem to do a pretty good job of getting around that plug and pulling the plug out. I removed the plastic cover behind the right front tire, and I can see up inside there the nut and bolt that holds the steering shaft onto the rack and pinion. It's a 17mm. So I'll use the same thing that I took the wheels off with, except for a long extension. And I'll probably have to hold the back side of the bolt with a 17mm combination wrench. The problem with this thing is the steering shaft was spinning freely at the rack and pinion. Okay, I've used a T25 Torx bit, and I've taken out these Torx screws in the cubby holes, around the edges on the top, in the glove box. There's some same size as T25 but a different head around the outside edges of the glove box. Everything's getting loose. Pop the cup holders out to give it some more clearance. And all I did there was I smacked the cup holder from the bottom, popped it loose, and it came out. Just got to hold your tongue right. Looks like the cigarette lighter wires just fell loose. I ain't gonna worry about them right now. Now I can see the lower steering shaft and the upper steering shaft. 13 millimeter takes the upper lower steering shaft bolt out. It bolts to the bottom of the power steering unit. Doesn't look like the power steering unit's collapsible at all, or the shaft is collapsible. So I'm going to pull that unit free so I can go up so the spines will clear. There are 3 bolts underneath the electric power steering unit. One is up inside here and it sits at an angle. So I use this 15 millimeter swivel socket. Without it, it might have been really hard to get. And there's a 4th hole, but there's no bolt in it. I don't know if this has been worked on before and someone decided not to put one in, or is Polaris just not using it. Up in the upper part of the steering column, behind the plastic of the dash, are 2 bolts. One on each side. The nut is 14. It's just a shoulder bolt. I actually used my 9/16 ratcheting box thing because my 14's a Stanley and it doesn't lock into place where my 9/16 Craftsman it does. Sorry, I don't know the size of the Allen. It looks like it's about a 1/4 inch, but if it's metric, I'm not sure what it is. Okay, I got this bolt here holding this mechanism for adjusting the steering wheel. Looks like it's a 10 millimeter and another serrated bolt with a place for an Allen. Okay, I know I'm cutting a few corners. I did not take the upper shaft loose from the electric power steering. I have no reason to take it out unless it's in the way. But by loosening the 2 upper shoulder bolts or taking them out, and the adjustment for the tilt wheel and the 3 bolts for the electric unit, for the 3 bolts for the electric unit, I was able to jiggle it high enough to get the lower shaft free. So now I need to get the lower shaft out of there. With that U-joint bent over like that, there's room for it to come up now. So I'll get underneath with the pry bar and pry the splines loose. Then I'm going to inspect the splines on the rack and pinion, and it should be a lot harder metal, so it probably okay. I hope it is. And then I'm going to order the lower shaft, and if I have to, I'll order a rack and pinion. I was able to pull the shaft out through this hole next to the throttle pedal. Just had to twist it and work it, but I didn't have to take this cover off. I just pulled it back by hand. Take this metal toothbrush, reaching up in here trying to clean the splines. Can't see anything because it's a hard reach. I'm trying to feel for is a step where there was splines that weren't in the shaft would be taller than the worn splines. Then that would give me an indication if I got wear. Grab me a tool that I didn't have back in the day. That would be my cell phone. And I am going to take pictures. Well, let's go ahead and end this video here as part 1. I will go ahead and get the parts ordered up, and we'll shoot another video of putting them back together. After examining everything, it looks like The splines coming out of the rack and pinion are still good. So all I need to do now is order the shaft. We'll see you when I get my parts. And remember, if you love life and learning new things, go aimless.com.